One of the most liberating truths you will ever learn is also one of the most painful. Nobody owes you anything. Not success, not opportunities, not recognition, not respect, not happiness, not the life you want. Nothing. At first, that sounds harsh, almost cruel. But stay with me, because hidden inside that truth is a level of freedom most people never experience. From a young age, many people develop an invisible contract with the world. They believe that if they're good enough, kind enough, smart enough, patient enough, then eventually life will reward them. Eventually someone will notice. Eventually someone will appreciate them. Eventually someone will give them the opportunity they've been waiting for. Eventually things will become fair, but life never signed that contract. You did. The world does not operate on what you deserve. It operates on what you create, what you build, what you pursue, what you become. And that realization changes everything, because the moment you stop expecting life to hand you something, you stop waiting. And the moment you stop waiting, you start moving. Think about how many people spend years frustrated, not because they're incapable, because they're disappointed. Disappointed that nobody recognized their effort, disappointed that nobody rewarded their loyalty, disappointed that nobody appreciated their sacrifices, disappointed that life didn't unfold the way they expected. But expectations can become prisons, especially when those expectations depend on other people. Some people spend their entire lives waiting for validation, waiting for approval, waiting for permission, waiting for someone to say, "You're ready. You're talented. You're good enough. Go ahead." But what if that moment never comes? What if nobody ever says those things? Would you stop living? Would you stop growing? Would you stop chasing your goals? Because if your confidence depends on someone else's approval, you've handed your future to strangers. The strongest people learn something different. They learn how to approve of themselves, not blindly, not arrogantly, through action, through discipline, through integrity, through keeping promises to themselves. Because self-respect grows when your actions align with your values, not when people applaud you. There will be moments in your life when nobody believes in you, nobody supports you, nobody understands your vision, nobody sees what you're trying to build. Those moments are tests, not of talent, of commitment, because it's easy to pursue a dream when everyone supports it. The real challenge begins when nobody does. The truth is, most people quit because they expected encouragement. They expected recognition. They expected immediate results. When those things didn't arrive, their motivation disappeared. But motivation built on external validation is fragile. The moment validation disappears, so does the effort. That's why discipline matters. Discipline doesn't ask whether people believe in you. Discipline doesn't care whether you're being recognized. Discipline doesn't care whether you're receiving praise. Discipline simply asks, will you continue? Imagine planting a tree. Every day you water it. Every day you care for it. Every day you invest in it. For months, nothing impressive happens. No applause, no headlines, no celebration. Just quiet growth. Most people stop during this stage, not because the process isn't working, because nobody notices. But the greatest growth is often invisible. The roots develop long before the tree becomes visible. The foundation develops long before the building rises. Character develops long before success appears. Yet people abandon the process because they confuse visibility with progress. One of the most dangerous habits you can develop is keeping score. Keeping score of what you've done for others. Keeping score of what you deserve. Keeping score of how unfair life feels. Because keeping score often creates resentment. And resentment drains energy that could have been used to build something meaningful. The world doesn't owe you motivation. The world doesn't owe you discipline. The world doesn't owe you confidence. These things must be created internally. And that's good news, because anything dependent on others can be taken away. Anything built within yourself becomes difficult to destroy. Think about the people you admire, the people who seem resilient, The people who keep moving forward regardless of circumstances. Do you think they reached that point because life was fair? No. Many of them reached that point because life wasn't fair. They stopped expecting fairness and started focusing on responsibility. Responsibility is powerful because it gives control back to you. The moment you take responsibility, you stop being a spectator. You become a participant. You stop asking, "Why isn't this happening for me?" and start asking, "What can I do about it?" That question changes lives. Most people want control without responsibility. They want results without ownership, rewards without sacrifice, success without discomfort. But life doesn't work that way. Control and responsibility travel together. If you want more control over your future, you must accept more responsibility for your present. There is something incredibly powerful about realizing nobody is coming. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is coming to rescue your dreams. Nobody is coming to build your future. And strangely, that realization creates freedom. Because if nobody is coming, then the responsibility belongs to you. And if the responsibility belongs to you, the power does too. Power isn't found in blaming circumstances. Power isn't found in complaining. Power isn't found in wishing. Power is found in action, in ownership, in execution, in deciding that regardless of what happens, you will continue. The people who achieve extraordinary things aren't always the most talented. Often they're the ones who stopped waiting, stopped expecting, stopped hoping someone else would change their lives. They accepted reality, then worked with it, instead of arguing against it. Life becomes lighter when you stop carrying unrealistic expectations. You stop needing constant approval. You stop needing everyone to understand you. You stop needing perfect conditions. You stop needing guarantees. And when those needs disappear, you become dangerous. Because now your progress is no longer dependent on external factors. It's dependent on your actions. Imagine the freedom of waking up every day and understanding, nobody owes me success, so I'll earn it. Nobody owes me discipline, so I'll build it. Nobody owes me confidence, so I'll develop it. Nobody owes me opportunity, so I'll create it. That mindset changes everything. Because eventually, the people who spend their lives waiting become bitter. The people who spend their lives building become powerful, not because life treated them differently, because they responded differently. Years from now, you will either look back and see a life built on excuses, or a life built on responsibility, a life built on expectations, or a life built on action, a life spent waiting, or a life spent creating. The choice is made every day, in small decisions, small actions, small moments. Nobody owes you anything, and once you truly accept that, you stop waiting for the world to change. You start changing yourself, and that's where everything begins.